represents for you physically energy? What is it, energy? By the way, before you answer, Abdurrahman, we say previously that force is either push or pull. Force is different than energy. They have different units, by the way. Okay, tell me, Ahmed, what is it, energy?
I want to tell you this, the force.
No, the force. You, Radwan, remove him your hand. Take it off. Okay, who can tell me what is energy? You took it before. Yes?
The ability to do something.
You are closer. Yes, ability to do work. Yes. Why you didn't answer? It's ability to do القدرة على القيام بالشغل ما. You have to. Even you know that energy is something actually, if you have enough energy, you can do the work. You can do the job. If you don't have enough energy, you will be unable to do the job. You will be unable to do that. Okay, this is related to the work. First of all, of course, we will take later what we mean by. Now, the energy, there are many types of energy. Who can tell me what type of energy we have? Yes? We have potential energy. We have kinetic energy. Electrical energy. Potential energy, yes. By the way, potential, we have elastic, we have gravitation, a lot, yes?
Heat energy.
We have heat or thermal energy. We have nuclear energy, light energy, sound energy, nuclear, chemical, many things of energies. You see, there are many types of energy that you have studied before. So there is one thing, about the types of energy. It is related to what we call by the conservation of energy. حفظ الطاقة يا شباب. What is this? Can you tell me, Abdurrahman? I think you know. What is conservation of energy? احنا بنقولها بالعربي الطاقة لا تفنى ولا تستهدف. احنا عارفينها. So energy cannot be created or destroyed. You see, you are translating literally, حرفيا. But it converts from one form to another form, يا شباب. It's simply converted. يعني عندنا simply, we say that for the energy, we have the energy is the same, but it is converted from one form to another form. Let me tell you something. You have, for example, this bulb. هذه اللمبة يا شباب. Here we say, for example, electrical energy is transferred or converted into light plus heat, right? For example, because I think this will give me light, and there will be some heat along with it, with the light. So we say the electrical energy is converted into light energy plus heat. We say in the car, the chemical energy in gas is converted into kinetic energy, heat and sound and light, right? Many things. For example, in this computer desktop, we have electrical energy is converted into light, into sound, right? And sometimes maybe a little bit heat also. That's right, Inshallah. This is what we are going to cover, Inshallah Ta'ala, straightforward. Okay. Let's proceed. Let's go through it. This is the first lecture of energy. I think it's a kind of revision. Later we have something more problems in it, and we need to. This is typical. Okay. We have. Just there. We have energy part one. We will talk about this diagram before, later. Just now. See it. At the first moment, you are going to distinguish between energy transformations and energy transfer. Of course, I will introduce and then calculate the work done on an object. Calculate the work. الشغل المبذول على الجسم. Now we have different forms of energy. For example, this great crane has a large mass to destroy the buildings. It destroys the building by using what we call by kinetic energy. You just move it. and hit the building, it will smash. This is a roller coaster فرمانية يا شباب. It also uses potential energy into kinetic energy. Okay? I'm not going to explain. You know the potential energy, kinetic energy. شباب, kinetic energy هي الطاقة الحركية. Potential طاقة خلينا نقول الطاقة الكامنة. Okay? Later we will talk about this. This is also this we call by elastic potential energy. طاقة المرنة. I'm going to talk about this now. This is thermal potential energy. In some countries, just like Iceland, there is a lot of, we can say, very hot lava. It's come out of the surface of the earth. Now this is a chemical energy, and this is here nuclear energy. This is just a picture. I'm going to say something for you. See, I try to only correct the following. Major, there are two types of energy you are familiar with it. I need to know this. We know that there is a kinetic energy and there is potential energy. Okay? Please pay attention. I need to emphasize on this. Kinetic energy is related to the motion. Every object is has a kinetic energy. Okay? So the object at rest has no kinetic energy. That's why we know that kinetic energy is given by half mv squared. We call it by energy of motion. هي طاقة ايش يا شباب؟ الحركة. Okay? Now, potential energy, by the way, مش طاقة الوضع. This is wrong. Potential energy is سي يا شباب is the stored energy. احنا نسميها الطاقة الكامنة. When you say اكمن السر مثلا, you mean that you have to hide this. صح؟ لما نقول اكمن يعني ايش او كمن الشيء يعني خبأه. مضبوط يا شباب؟ So this is you can say الطاقة الكامنة أو طاقة. So this is here we say stored. Stored energy. Let me show you something. Why we call stored? This marker, suppose in my hand, has a zero potential energy. When I just raise it upward, it has a potential energy. Can you see that potential energy in the marker?
No.
Where is it?
No.
It is inside it. It is stored in it. صح يا شباب? Just like this one here, that bow and here arrow. When you just pull the arrow backward, like this, there is a stored energy in the arrow. السهم فيه يا شباب طاقة. Can you see that energy? No. It is called stored energy. Now, part of this stored energy, due to the, I'm going to say, due to gravity, or we say due to property. I will explain this one. Due to the gravity, بسبب ارتفاع عن سطح الأرض. This is we call by here, we call by UG, gravitational potential energy. هذه طاقة الوضع. وضع الجسم من سطح الأرض. Okay? Now this is here, due to the property, there is another potential energy due to the shape of the object or property. Just like here, rubbers, they can be simply stretched. يعني يا شباب لما شديت الربر، طب أعطيك قطعة من هذا الماركر، تقدر تشده؟
لا.
ما عنده الخاصية هذه، صح؟ This is we say. Due to property we have يا شباب we call by elastic. الله يسعدكم منها. We call by elastic potential energy. This we call by gravitational potential energy. I need to say something. We have to focus on these two parts. The gravitational potential, the potential energy is the stored energy. طاقة كامنة. This is part of it is due to the gravity, which we call by gravitational potential energy. لما نرفع الجسم لأعلى. Or due to the property, which is called by elastic potential energy. We can do this for springs, for rubber bands, for sometimes plastic, any kind of it. Okay? This is an item.
عندي سؤال. إذا رفعت الحاصلة الحين وش يصير؟ أول شيء
لا هي تكون عندها gravitational potential energy يا راشد.
الحاصلة ولا
لا أنت نفسك رفعت الحاسبة. راح نتكلم عنها. هذه الحاسبة في اللحظة هذه عندها gravitational potential energy. بالضبط. وراح نتكلم عنها نينجا الطاقة. Okay يا شباب؟ Is that clear for you? طيب let's go. So we say this is kinetic energy, gravitational potential energy. This is UG. U means potential energy. G for gravitation. This is elastic potential energy for a spring. We have thermal energy, chemical energy in gas. البنزين يا شباب الوقود فيه يحتوي على ايش؟ على طاقة كيميائية. And finally we have the nuclear energy. This is, you'll see that it's really simple. Okay. So, the basic model of Bernoulli. Now we can say, just like the force, you remember we said that there is actually an object and there is actually the causer of the force. مين مسبب القوة مين اللي هي تطبق القوة عليه. In the same manner, for the energy here, we have what we call the system and we have the environment surrounding of the system. You have the system where the energy is there and you have what is the environment that's surrounding the system. I'm going to show you the following. Please. Every system in nature has a quantity called by the total energy. Now let me give you an example. did you know how many times of energy I have now?
No.
Okay, let me tell you something. I have the chemical energy from my breakfast. Already I have thermal energy, my body's temperature. I have a kinetic energy since I'm moving. I have potential energy since I'm in the second or third floor. See how many energy do you have? A lot, right? Of course, we can say. You agree about this? I have thermal energy, heat energy. All of our body's temperature is 37 degrees. I have chemical energy stored in my stomach in the form of food. I have potential energy, gravitation, because I'm not on the ground. I'm on the second floor. And I'm moving, so I have also. Yes. Now, what is the relationship between these? Let me show you something. Suppose in the morning, when I had my breakfast, I have, say, 1,000 joule of energy. By the way, the food, we measure it with calories. Calories are almost 5 joules. But suppose. Now, this 1,000 joule, in the form of food, you have it in the morning, this will simply split into different types. We say 1,000 joule, this is you take from your breakfast. Maybe 300 of these will go in the form of heat. And another, say 200, will go in the form of sound. Did you know when you talk, you need a lot of energy to do that? You figure it out. We have, suppose here, 400, we need it, for example, to move, kinetic energy. So, for example, this is 900. So there will be, this is 100 as here, as a reverse. Or we can keep it in my body. But what is the idea? Can I say, oh, there is left 500. Is that right? No. Impossible. Why? Because your total energy is 1,000. You will never get more than 1,000. That's why, when you simply, we take our breakfast in the morning. After 4 or 5 hours, we feel hungry and we have to refill our body with energy, right? All of us, we do the same thing. So actually, the total energy should be equal in both sides. This is different. You can say this is here potential energy, whatever is it, UG, whatever is it, okay? This is what you have. What is input energy should equal out in different forms. Now, we'll introduce this. The total energy E, here, I'm going to say that E, this one, for me, is thermal energy plus E, sound, plus E, kinetic energy, plus E, potential. Okay? We don't have light. We are enlightened people. صح? So we have these type of energy. Maybe you can, by any means, you can have something else. But this is what I'm saying. That this is my system. This is my body's system. It has kinetic energy, gravitational potential energy, elastic, thermal, chemical, blah, blah. All these they simply consider or they form the total energy of your body, of the system. Okay? I'm going to give you another example. Quickly, see it. Suppose this is my car. Now, in my car, I fill it with a gas, say, 5,000 joule. This is gasoline, okay? بنزين على بيتها. Now, this 5,000 will be simply split into different types of energy. One of the energy is, the most important, is kinetic energy, right?
To move.
That's to move. We have also heat or thermal energy, yes.
Yeah.
We have light.
Yes.
We have sound. And we have also potential energy if we need.
Chemical energy.
Yes, chemical energy is this one here.
Yeah.
You can say, but see, this is what I'm saying. Only a part of chemical energy in gasoline is simply transferred or converted into 5 or 6 types of the energy, which is just by kinetic energy. But what we say, the sum of all these should equal how much? 5,000. That's why here we say energy is conserved. There is here, energy cannot be created or destroyed. What you get energy, what the input should equal the output, okay? Right. Now, if I say the car, what is the total energy? The car is my system here. I hope so you understand the word. The car is my system. The total energy of my system, you say, oh, we have kinetic energy, plus we have heat or thermal, we have light, we have sound, plus those, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something also important about this. We have here for system, we have all these forms of the kinetic energy. Energy of one kind, this is a great gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here, can be transferred to an energy of another kind within a system. Oh, simply. Yes. If I'm in the ground and I want to move up, part of my maybe chemical energy will transfer into potential energy up. Yes, you are moving up. So I have, for example, I have 200 chemical energy in the ground floor. When I go by stairs to the 3rd floor, climb it, I won't have the same amount of chemical energy. I will have less.
Yes.
I will have, say, 150. So where's that 50 goes?
Potential.
Potential. But the total amount of energy is same. صح? Doesn't change. Only. So ya shabab, be careful. I'm gonna. Suppose you are on the ground floor here. You have E chemical, let me say, chemical energy as an example of 200 joule, ya Rashid, as an example. Then you go to the stairs. You climb the stairs. Now you are here. We know that here you have potential energy 50. So surely you have the chemical energy is how much?
150.
150. If you ask, oh, here we say the total is 200, and here the total is how much?
200.
Here there is no, be careful, there is no potential energy, it's zero on the ground. The same thing. That's why you feel tired when you climb the stairs. كنا لما نصعد يا شباب السلالم أو نطلع نشعر بالتعب. صح? You spend a part of your energy by this one. Is that okay for you? So please, ya شباب, energy of one kind can easily convert, transfer to another within the same system. But the total amount of energy remains the same. Okay? No more, no less. Okay. So this is the idea. Now, let's talk about the transformation. Sorry. After that, this is simple. What is actually the type of energy transformation in each of the following cases? You will answer this with me. I have a weightlifter lifting a barbell. Who can tell me what type of energy transformation occurs? Go ahead. نعم يا عبد الرحمن.
Kinetic to potential.
Kinetic to potential. Yes, I agree. But can we say what is the original energy that player or that athlete, he got from where?
Chemical.
Chemical, from muscles. Muscles actually, when he starts lifting, he changes into kinetic, then into potential. Right. So the origin is chemical into potential. Just like this is chemical into potential. Now this is one, you have to be careful about this. You can't easily find it. Look at this one. A diver jumping off a springboard. This springboard, you imagine, when you just push yourself downward, then what happens, the springboard will push you up. So what type of this now, of energy here?
Elastic potential.
Is elastic potential, is changing into,
Kinetic.
then into, Hussein, finally, gravitational potential energy. It's actually pushing him up, right? So again, ya shabab, see, it's okay. We have here elastic potential energy converted into kinetic energy and converted into gravitational potential energy, right? At the maximum height. So you find this one. See, just like this one. So you have to move. Yes, Abdurrahman. This one? No, we can. Yeah, we can start with chemical. Yes. By the way, Abdurrahman, there is a lot of things too, but we take only the most apparent in that picture. Okay. Now.
Tell me energy transformation and isolated system.
We will have it now. But this isolate is not there. Okay. طيب, is that clear for you, Shabab? Now.
Why the first one is to potential?
We say it's chemical. It changed the kinetic then into.
Why?
Why?
It didn't move up.
No, for this one is moving up. For the weight, not for him. Now here, that chemical energy in here is transferred to where? To the weight. Be careful, Ishra. Actually, I use my chemical energy to lift what? To lift the weight. So we are not moving, but the weight is moved. This is the idea. طيب, is that okay? واضح يا شباب?
Yes.
Let's go. See, this is a baseball game. Sometimes they're running for that, that step, and if they just hit it, they will score a goal on that. Okay? Sometimes before they get here, there will be shortage of time. So what they do, they simply slide to that. بيسحب عليها زحف يا شباب من الركض. يعني أنا as I know إذا هذا استقبل الكرة قبل ما يوصل هذا إيش بصير؟ They lose, بيفقدوا. Okay? So what they do, they slide. If they slide, they will become more faster. So the idea, as he slides, as he moves, then starts sliding, his kinetic energy changing into thermal energy due to friction. هو قاعد يا شباب يزحف على الأرض. إيش هذا؟ حرارة صح؟ It's thermal energy. So we have kinetic energy is converted into thermal energy for this layer. Also, we have a burning campfire. You are familiar with this. We have the chemical energy in wood actually, and here the part is changing into light and heat energy. Okay? This is simple. So far, I think here we have the chemical, it's changed into thermal and light. How about, is that clear for you, Shabab Wadha? طيب, okay. Now we will introduce energy transfer and work. Your friend Rashdi he talked about his calculator. He left the calculator up. We say the calculator has a gravitational potential energy. From where that energy comes to the calculator? From my hand, right? Oh, so if I'm going to say here in this moment, when you just lift up this calculator at some height, there will be some energy transferred from your body to that calculator. And this energy transformed in the form of work. This is the idea. Work, ya shabab, اللي هو الشغل. Work is the same as energy. They are both the same thing, but they are different. So I'm going to take a thing. Now, how can energy be transferred between system and its environment? We will introduce this word, work. Pay attention. We say the energy, by the way, is energy, what is it? Ability
To do the
to
something.
do the work, right? To do work. What is the work? You can describe it. There is no precise definition for it. في عندنا وصف له يا شباب، لكن ما في عندنا ايش؟ تعريف الwork. See, if there's a force, this force actually acts on an object and simply displace it, حركته, then this force actually did the work on that object. Again, if there's a force is acting on an object and displace it, wow, you should actually, there will be displacement. So we say that that force actually did a work on that object. يعني يا شباب إذا أثرت قوة على جسم وأزاحت فإن تلك القوة قد عملت شغل على ذلك. طب إذا ما أزاحت؟
No. Zero.
No work. No work. ممتاز يا شباب. That's why, see يا شباب, if I'm doing now, I'm pulling the chair, I didn't work on that chair. There's no question about that, because there's displacement. Okay, if I try to push the wall, it's not moving. What about my work now?
Zero.
There's a force, I try to push,
Yeah.
but there is no displacement.
No.
Yeah, so my work is, that's it. So you should know the following, Keshra. I'm sure that you studied that. Work is equal to F times
D.
D. And the work is measured in joules.
Yes.
The same as the energy unit. So, when you lift the calculator again, let's go back to the calculator. What we say, you're doing a work in the calculator and lifting. The energy of calculator increases,
Yeah.
and your energy, your total energy, decreases. This is the idea. So the work is related to force and displacement. Okay, if you just hold this chair like this, I'm holding the chair in front of you now. What about my work now?
Zero.
Why?
Because there's
No displacement.
I feel tired. Why? See, I'm tired. أنا تعبان وحاملها.
No displacement.
Yeah, no displacement. صح? I'm just holding like that. There is no displacement. That means there is no. I'm talking in this position.
yeah.
In this position. So this is the idea. صحيح لي جنبك يا صحيح لي. صحيح لي. روح اغسل وجهك. روح اغسل وجهك. روح. تعمل شعراتك زي المطار اللي فهمت. شو بيقول واحد. اغسلهم الشعرات بلكي صرت تستقبل. Okay. See ya, Shabab. Before we proceed, I want to say something for you. Work and energy, simply, they are both the same. You can say two faces of the same coin. The man who has a work, he has the required energy, who can do the work. That's why, Shabab, they are all the same. You treat always the work as energy. If you are able to find the energy, this is a work. Just like that. Now we will have an example. See. Now this is a system that you have it. My body as an example. My body, I'm getting, for example, work. Someone left me upward. واحد حملني للدور العاشر. What about my energy? Increases. Right? Okay. He did the work on me. هو حملني. وهو أنا ما تعبت. أنا جالس على الكرسي وهو حمل الكرسي وطلعني على الدور العاشر. Okay? My energy increases, but he's doing the work on me. هو تعب, هو يرفع فيني, صح ولا لا? So, also, when I use a heat, when I run, also, as what happened to my energy decreases, because I'm just living, I'm just losing my energy in the form of heat and other forms. So this is the idea of how that's what happened. This is my system. If you do a work, or work is done on you, that depends on what happened and what is you lose from different energy. Now, energy is transferred from the environment to the system in this way, and energy is transferred from the system to the environment in this way. I want to show you something, Ashra. See, suppose we have a system here. When I say system, consider yourself, your body. Okay? When you actually, the system is doing the work, the total energy of the system decreases. لما أنا أرفع الكرسي يا شباب، إيش بصير في طاقتي؟ مستحيل تزيد، تقل، صح؟ طيب، okay. Now, I'm saying doing the work, this is a work, I'm going to say A total decreases. Okay, when the work is done on me,
Increase.
yeah, in that case, your total energy, yes, increases. زي إن أجلس على الكرسي وشخص يحملني يوديني على الدور 100 مثلا. Okay, as in طاقة potential increases, right? بس أنا جالس. What happened? It's increased, right? So, if the work is done by the system, total energy decreases. If the work done on the system, not by the system, so the work here, the total energy increases. We have this one now. طيب. Now, we are going to just give a small comment on these, then we proceed. See, work is a mechanical transfer of energy to or from a system by pushing or pulling on it. I need this two words we need to explain. Mechanical transfer and non-mechanical transfer. For heat is the non-mechanical transfer of energy between a system and the environment due to the temperature difference between the two here sides. My idea, what is the difference between this word? Mechanical transfer and non-mechanical transfer. Yes?
Physical energy and chemical energy.
Physical energy, ما في شيء اسمه physical energy. Kinetic energy, movement. By the way, ما في عندنا شيء اسمه physical energy. You think, take your time. Yes, Abdurrahman.
Maybe mechanical, there should be a touch between things.
Okay.
Non-mechanical, no touch.
No. والله يا شباب, easily. Work is related. Yes, Ahmed.
Mechanical, there is movement or displacement, heat, no need to.
بارك الله فيك. That's correct. Let me show you something. In mechanical, there will be simply يا شباب movement or displacement. Here will be no movement at all. Why? Because work is related to what? Force and displacement. To displace the object, you have to cause a motion, right? There will be movement in it. So there will be a movement. That movement is called mechanical transfer. This chair, I can go work on it, okay? Like this one. But this chair, I can just heat it up, just set the fire below it, and ولع النار تحته خلاص ما في داعي نحركه. Right? This happens. So work is related to mechanical transfer. Mechanical means there must be movement. Yes. In case of heat is non-mechanical transfer, there will be no movement of the object or the system. This is, you just take them. Okay. Now we will go back to this later. You will answer this question with me. Go ahead. Now, how can energy be transferred in each of the following cases? This athlete, he's actually putting a shot like this. You know this type of sports, right? يسموه رمي الجلة هو. This is very heavy iron sphere. It's just he hold in hand. He just bend himself to a set, then he throw it to the furthest distance possible. لأبعد مسافة ممكن. What type of energy transfer occurs here? Yes. Kinetic energy.
Chemical.
From to احكي
From the man to the
man ايش في man energy? We don't have man energy.
أو ياخذ الطاقة وزي كذا إذا لحقوا.
يلا يا شباب. Simple. It's what is inside the man. Chemical energy into kinetic energy. صح? Don't say man or ما في عندنا هذا الشيء. Right. So this is the first one. You will have it يا شباب. An athlete here doing work in the shop. The energy transferred to the system appears as a kinetic energy. So the work is transferred into kinetic energy. He's doing the work. He applies force and he displays that shot. أزاحم مكان. Now, striking a match. Yes.
Work here is work here transfer to a
Say
heat energy. From
into
chemical energy to thermal energy.
Heat and light.
okay. Can we say it's kinetic energy works transferred to kinetic energy and thermal?
Yeah.
Right. First of all, this is a matchstick. عود الثقاب. Can you just here set fire without movement? مش لازم تحكوه يا شباب شيء. This is kinetic. After it's actually here, it's started fire, there will be a heat. So the work here simply transfer. You will see it. That here, the hand does the work in the system, increasing the thermal energy. So the work transfer into kinetic and thermal. It's both the same, we say, but we have concern about the idea. So to ignite the matchstick, حتى نولع الماتchstick. Okay, the last one. This is slingshot.
Elastic.
We have
Elastic to
okay into
Work to
okay, we get the work into actually into gravitational potential energy. I want to say something here. I know. My work is used to pull that slingshot backward. صح? If I'm too weak to do that, I'll be unable to do. أنا ما بقدر أعمل إيش. If it is here, very strong. So my work is done to simply, what is it? My work simply is actually transferred into elastic potential energy. Then what after that it transferred to kinetic? I know, we know that all this. So the work does work on the system increasing its elastic potential energy like that. So this is the cases. I want to tell you something. You can figure out the following, that the work done on the system or by the system is equal always to the change of the system total energy. Means, see يا شباب, I'm going to say the following. Work equal change in total energy. Not energy. Be careful. Maybe, yeah, the system energy increases or decreases. What is that change in chemical energy is the work. Let me tell you something.
Is it equal K?
I'm sitting here. ركز معي يا شباب. أقول لك. I'm sitting here. My total energy is 500 joule. Someone lifted me to another floor where my total energy becomes 600. How much energy he applied on me?
100.
You got the point? He must apply because that 100 will transfer to me.
Yeah.
Okay?
100.
The same thing, Deshbaf. The work done on me, on the system, or by the system is nothing but the change in the total energy of that system. So, if we say, okay, can we say the work is equal to the energy? No. That's wrong. Work is equal to the change in energy. مقدار التغير في الطاقة يا شباب. I will make it more generalized. راح أوسعها الآن. انتبهوا معي. To be precise, والله يا شباب, this is you are going to solve all your problems in it. تفضل يا أخي. And okay. See يا شباب. When I say work is equal to change in total mechanical energy, I can say the work is equal to change in kinetic energy alone, or change in potential energy,
or chemical.
change, يا شباب, yeah, change of chemical energy, change in, for example, thermal energy. All this correct. So any time of here energy you have, that change in energy is equal to the work. You have to put this in your mind. طيب يا شباب. Let me show you something now we will have here. So بارك الله فيك. Put this in your mind. The change of total energy of the system is equal to work done on or by that system. الله يرضى عليكم, انتبهوا يا شباب. Work done by the system, the total energy decreases. أنا الآن برفع في الكرسي. Okay? Work done on the system. واحد برفعني وأنا جالس على الكرسي. The total energy increases. That's simple. Okay. Now you will find the following here. The equation C. Total energy could be total kinetic energy total gravitational potential energy, total elastic potential, total thermal, total chemistry, blah, blah, chemical, blah, blah, and finally is equal to work. Please, again and again, I want to emphasize this. W is equal to change. If I say W is equal to E, this is wrong. You will always find a lot of problems using this formula. راح تحلوا يا شباب مسائل كثيرة using this formula. But this is not correct. So the work is change in energy, total energy, not the energy itself. Okay. Now, let me just write this. We talk about it, we go back to this. See, we know, all of us, we know this one, law of conservation of energy. مبدأ حفظ الطاقة يا شباب. The total energy of an isolated system remains constant. I want to say something here. See, to make this is clear. When I say conservation of energy, I want to give you many ideas of this. First of all, you can say what? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's either transferred from one form to another. صح? We know it that. You can say this is energy cannot be here created or destroyed. لا يمكن أن لا تفنى ولا تستحدث. This is one form. Oh, or you can say, what's C, that when I say conservation of energy, it means the initial energy should equal the final. Can I say the following, that E stands for total, is equal to E F? Okay, this is another form. Also, one more form. Can I say the following? Change in energy equals equals 0. لأنه يا عبد الرحمن, change in energy equal EF minus EI. They are equal. So what is the change in energy? 0. So you can rephrase the conservation of energy in 3 different forms. You can say, أنت ممكن تحكيها بأكثر من صيغة يا شباب. You can say the energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just only converts from one form to another. Right. You can say the total initial mechanical energy is equal to the final mechanical energy. Right. Or you can say the total change in mechanical energy is 0. That means, in another way, you say that initial is equal to final. Okay, barakallah fikum. You know that when I say delta x, you say it's nothing but x final minus x. If x final is equal to x initial, so how much delta x? 0. That's it. Right. Now we need to talk about, I'll give you an idea, Shmuel. Sometimes in your exam there will be no statements to say, ما راح أقول لك اذكر نص القانون. We need you to understand all. I'm not going to give you one form. ما راح أعطيكم والله الطاقة لا تفنى ولا تستحدث. لا. I can simply change or rephrase the questions and will ask you the same idea. نفس السؤال. If I say, for example, if a system starts with energy 500 and end up with energy 500, this is implementation of which law? هذا تطبيق لأي قانون? Conservation of energy. صح? You have to understand this, not memorize it. طيب. After that, we will talk about something called by isolated system. I think your friend he asked me about this, right? النظام المعزول يا شباب here. Isolated system. That system that cannot be simply lose or gain energy by any means, or you can do a work or he can simply do a work in it. This is we call by an isolated system. I will give you an example. The hot drinks in the vacuum flask here. القهوة يا شباب نحط احنا في دلة القهوة. This is an isolated system. Why? Because first of all, that hot drinks is inside here. Can you heat it up? No. تسخنها وهي تحط على النار. Okay. Now, if it is closed, it's supposed that heat won't actually leave that heat. Yeah. If it is sealed or closed, نفرض انه يا شباب الحرارة تبقى وين؟ داخل. So there is no actual transfer of energy from the system to out and transfer of energy from outside to inside. Okay? That position or that case we call it an isolated system. There is no transfer of energy or work to or from the system. We say it like that. So to make it here, our definition. See, here mentions isolated system, no energy transferred into or out of the system, no work done on the system. We say the total energy for an isolated system is always remains constant. But this is the idea we talk about. All these forms of energy should be constant. Again, always Islam, system, consider yourself. In the morning, I have 500 calories. Now, how much energy I have? The total amount of energy you have, all of them, the sum of them should be 500. I have, for example, 100 potential. I have 200, for example, thermal. I have 300, something like that. But the total should be also 500. You figure it out? This is the idea. طيب. Let's talk about the work now. I think now we need to be more precise. We know that work is equal to force times displacement. Work is done system by external force from outside. See, now if I say the following, work is equal to force times displacement. Did you know this is displacement, not distance? First of all, this is scalar. While these four, they are vectors. Since they're vectors, sometimes we need to assign and here what we say by angle between them. What is the case, Ishla? See, if you have a box on the floor like this, and you just pull the box with that force and displace it a distance d, we say that the force and displacement in the same direction. Okay? I'm going to say theta equals 0 in this case. They are parallel. Okay. Now, the second case, follow me, yes. If you pull that force by making an angle, by using a rope, say angle is theta here. Something on the ground, and you just, by using a rope or string, you just pull it. صح؟ قاعد بتحرك انت بتجر وجر. What happened now? The force is here, but the displacement is here.
Work increase.
There is a work, but what we say here, you should know that we should resolve this one. We have f cosine theta and f the work, here displacement in the same direction of f cosine. This did the work. هذه القوة اللي تسبب الwork. This has no work. Okay? Just like Ishla, this force causing a work. But this fork has no work. Why there is no work now?
Not moving.
There is no motion, no displacement. Okay? So now, in this case, I'm going to say there is some. If we say the following, the third case, be careful. If I say, oh, I have the same box, and I apply a force to this one. There will be a work now?
No.
Yes. No work, yes.
Like the work.
Work will be 0. So, to be more generalized, to make it more general, see, I'm going to give you the work is equal to f d cosine theta. I'm going to explain each part of it separately. See, now here theta is equal to 0. Cosine 0, 1. Use a calculator. So this is the maximum. When theta equals 0, cosine theta equal 1. So work equal what?
The maximum of the work.
This is the maximum work. Okay? When theta actually has a value less than 90, suppose 60, 40, whatever is it, we have cosine theta. So we use work is equal to what? Fd cosine? Yes. I'm going to give you the third case. It's nothing there. It's there. Now, third case, when theta is equal to 90.
1.
Cosine 90,
Zero.
0. So how much the work?
Zero.
0.
Not more.
Yes. This is the major thing that we have. And one more thing, Seshba. When theta is bigger than 90 and theta is equal to 180, I need to give you something here. We will have it now. I will show it to you. When theta is equal to 180, did you know how much cosine 180?
Minus.
It's minus 1. Barakallah feek. This is cosine 180 is minus 1. So W will equal minus FD. Did you know what this means?
اتجاه معاكس.
Yes. This is the only case where the work is always opposite to displacement. يعني عكس الإزاحة. يعني أنا جسمي is moving to the right والwork وين بيكون؟ opposite. In that case, this is what we call by the negative work. Did you know? يعني first of all أنا قلت لكم the work is a scalar. وإحنا درسنا scalar is always positive. But where it could be now, you can see it could be positive or negative. Where it's positive? When the force and displacement in the same direction. But where it is negative? When the force and displacement they are opposite direction. In opposite direction. I will give you examples. So these 5 cases, I'm going to explain it now for you. ركزوا معي يا شباب. انتبهوا معي. This is what I told you about. If you have force like this, there will be only a component of force acting. You have to do what? Resolving. This is, you say F cosine theta, and this is F sine. You say this has no work. زاوية 90. ما هو معروف وين راح يكون displacement في أي اتجاه؟ صح؟ To the right. So you have to take the same force component in the same direction of displacement. في نفس اتجاه الإزاحة يا شباب. Now we done. معلش تحملونا شوي بس. We say يا شباب here work is equal to F d cosine theta. This is what I need. In this case, F cosine theta is what we need, and this is the displacement we concern about. All this we showed in one diagram. خليكم معي، انتبهوا معي بس هذا diagram أخير. I will stop then. شو بارك الله فيك. This is important, يا شباب. We need to know each and every part of it. See, we have an object, the box, and we have a force, and we have displacement. ركزوا معي يا شباب. If the force is with rhythm and displacement in the same direction, theta, how much is it?
0.
Theta 0. Cosine theta, work is equal to FD. Okay?
Yes.
This case 1. Decision. Now, if F and D,
Find
they
cosine.
have an angle, you have to use the, yes, F cosine theta. So we have the work is what? FD cosine theta. If it's perpendicular, case 3, theta is equal to 90, so work equal?
0.
No work, no displacement.
Yes.
Now, if what happened here, this case is, I'm going to tell you something. If you are pulling in the other and it's displaced, this force we call by force of friction. دائما أنا بسحب الجسم في اتجاه وين الفريكشن بتكون؟
Behind.
عكس الاتجاه. The work of that force, friction, is we consider to be negative. Okay? So this is the الأزرق, this is your displacement, and this is, of course, what you do, you will simply resolve it. So remember هنا F cosine theta, but it will be minus. راح يطلع مع الجواب هنا theta minus. So it's theta, he will be F, and it will be negative. راح أقول لكم حاجة. Use a calculator. Cosine أي زاوية فوق ال 90 راح تلاقيها minus. طبعا up to 180. Okay? Finally, ايش هنا الحالة؟ The displacement to the right will force completely to left. So the theta, how much is it? 180. Cosine theta is -1, and so W is equal to minus FT. Please يا شباب, these 5 cases are so important for this. والله مهمين جدا هذول 5 cases.
دكتور حتى الأخيرة ماكسيموم.
الأخيرة ايش؟
ماكسيموم حق
maximum negative. Okay? So you can say this is maximum positive, this is partial positive, this is zero, this is partial negative, and this is the maximum negative. Okay? يا شباب, there will be many examples on these. راح أسألكم أنا سؤال just a moment. The work could be positive or negative. Simply. Because we have different forces. يعني أنا بدي أوضح بس before we leave, بس قبل ما ننتهي. ركزوا معي لو سمحتوا. I'm going to show you this. Suppose we have an object like this. You apply a force F
To the right.
and you displace it. Like, this is a rough surface. Since it is rough, there will be friction. Okay, I'm going to say small f. ركز معي شباب. If I ask you, find the work done by the major force F. The work is equal to F d.
Delta F.
It is positive. Why? F and D are in the same direction. Okay? This is not. Okay, find the work done by the friction force only. Friction force, where is direction?
Opposite.
Ah, so work for friction you say minus F times. طبعا 180 يا شباب. بكون ايش الله يحفظكم؟
If you say friction.
How? I say friction, طبعا يا راشد. Here for friction. This is for force, okay? This is for friction. Okay, you find the total work, total. You do know what is the answer now? It's sigma F times D. يعني رح نكتب F minus F, صح? Times what? D. Because this is to the right and this is to left. So please, you have to consider this. Convince yourself about this. Work could be positive or negative. احنا اعطيناكم مثال work دائما scalar. وscalar معناه انه always positive. Except the work could be positive or negative. How? If the force and displacement same direction, it's positive. If work and is a force and displacement opposite direction, it's negative. الله يعطيكم العافية. بس خليني احسبكم اذا سمحتم. Then you can leave.